call me sweetheart. It was different when we first met. Fast car with your hand on my headrest. Wow. Your voice.
Hi! So it is June 16th, Friday, and I officially start teaching summer school next Tuesday. It's going to be my 5th year teaching summer school. I'm including like student teaching in grad school, but my 3rd year teaching ethnic studies. Here's my sign. So we're just going to go get the classroom a little bit more set up. I haven't been in it yet. I'm going to be in a new classroom this summer, and I'm always feeling just the excitement and the anxiety and the nerves leading up to it. So hopefully it's a good summer. I'm teaching 2 sections of ethnic studies, and I'm very unprepared as of now, but I'm hoping that in this long weekend I will get situated and be ready by Tuesday.
But now you say you miss me. Haven't seen you in a while since you did what you said you would never do to me. Well, click, click, bang, bang. This sweetheart ain't so sweet.
We're here! Alright, this is my classroom for the next 5 weeks, and it's nice and empty, which I actually prefer to, having other teachers decor. So I just have a couple of posters to put up, and then I'm just going to arrange the tables into groups and figure out the projector computer situation, and then try to get my teacher badge because I lost it, and that's it.
Can look good through the madness. I don't play nice like I did before. You had me on a leash and you liked that. These puppy dog eyes now bite back. I don't play nice like I did before.
Now it is time to alcohol wipe down these desks and chairs. They are really dirty.
You used to call me sweetheart. It was different when we first met. Fast car with your hand on my headrest. Wow. Your voice was my favorite sound. Oh, but now you say you miss me. Haven't seen you in a while since.
Trying to figure out the seating chart, and honestly, these tables I'm not a fan of. I mean, desks are really hard, and there's something that like actually makes a huge difference. But you can't really choose. Last summer I had square tables that were rolly, and it was just much easier to maneuver. And even though I had about 40 to 43 desks and students in a classroom, it still felt like there was room. But with these tables, they can't get that close together. So I feel like one group will have to be like this, which is a little weird, but I'm looking for groups of 9, and I have to ask for about 12 more desks. So we're gonna get that set, and I think Ryan will go get in and out soon. And yeah, that's my vision for the desks. So far, I have my little corner here. I don't really spend too much time on room decor. I just have my posters from Oh Happy Danny that I won from an Instagram giveaway. This drawing I did in grad school that just symbolized or embodied the kind of classroom I wanted to have. And then my sister drew this. It's of my favorite anime, Fruits Basket, some tofu pals, just some pictures. This was from the very first day of my first year full-time teaching. It was such a rough day. I was crying all day, lunch, after school, till I slept. But after the very rough day at school, I found this on one of the desks. One of the students left it, and I was just so touched. It made me cry a lot, but I kept it, and yeah.
Well, click, click, bang, bang. This sweetheart ain't so sweet.
Don't worry about sweetheart.
Sweet.
Don't worry about.
You
We got 7 pods. We're still waiting for about 12 more desks. Hopefully we don't need them all.
Hey everyone, so I'm home now, and we got pretty much everything done. There's still a few things that need to be taken care of before school starts on Tuesday, but since Monday's a holiday, I'm just going to try to go early on Tuesday and get my teacher badge so that I'm not mixed up for a student, and just figure out the desk situation because I still need about 10 to 12 desks. I am hoping that the class size numbers drop a little bit as students kind of figure out that they don't actually want summer school or whatever. Numbers usually tend to go down a little bit. But right now I have 45 students for each of my 2 classes, which is a lot. Last summer, I think I had 41 or 43 at the most, but the way the classroom was set up didn't feel as crowded. But it was definitely a lot of students. I am feeling like a little bit more like I put my teacher hat back on because it's been a year, and so I have to definitely catch myself up. So I think on either tomorrow or Monday, I'm just gonna spend all day kind of getting everything set up in terms of like the Google Classroom and all the like syllabus, stuff like that. Right now, it feels very like I've half started. Really kind of making that sign yesterday is like the thing that gets me into that like zone again of like, okay, I'm like putting my teacher hat on and we're getting ready to go back into the classroom. And I guess I just wanted to talk a little bit about my recent thoughts about teaching and just in general, because it is just this ongoing journey. So for those of you who have been here for a while, you might know more of my, like teacher journey. But in case you're new here, or maybe you just joined in and it's not so clear, I think people are kind of confused, and also like not just super following, me as much as I might think like, oh, the journey is clear to me. I think as just like a typical viewer, it's difficult to follow along. So just wanted to give you all like a little more context. So I've studied education, wanted to be a teacher my whole life. Like that's what my educational professional background is in. I went to undergrad and I studied education, double majored in psychology as well, and then went to Harvard for my master's for teacher education, got my credential. Harvard was in Massachusetts, and when I moved back home to California, I found out that my teaching credential didn't actually like transfer over to California, so I needed to take a bunch of tests in order to actually get my California credential. But because it was COVID during that time, there were so few testing days. So I basically couldn't get into the classroom during like the start of the school year. So in the fall of 2020, I was like finishing up all those exams and studying, and at the same time, I got a part-time job as a social media coordinator at one of my favorite sustainable brands, Plain Products. Ended up liking that job so much that when I finally like got everything credentialed and was ready to teach in the classroom, I said that I still wanted to keep my part-time job. So I was teaching full-time starting in the summer 2021, and then into the fall in another school 2021 fall, while still working my part-time job as a social media coordinator. At that time, I think like I then got kind of like promoted to social media manager. My first semester full-time teaching in 2021 was brutal. You can see my videos after I quit and just of my January reflections and all that stuff. It was a really difficult time for me, and I think looking back at it now, it's more clear to me that I was just burnt out, and I had so many unhealthy practices and expectations for myself as a teacher, as a person, and I was depressed, I was stressed, I was just like not at a good place. With that, the pandemic kind of like getting even more intense, I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore, or that I didn't want to do it to myself. So I actually quit in the middle of the school year, right after winter break, in the beginning of 2022. And when I left my job, I went to talk to my bosses at Plain Products, the social media job, and like decided to get on more hours. So I started working full time with them. So I didn't like leave teaching to switch into that. It was like I was so burnt out from teaching, I just couldn't do it anymore. And then like I kind of talked to them and I'm doing this full time now. I enjoy my work, but I still love teaching and I'm passionate about it, but it's the lifestyle that I can't see myself wanting to go back to that. And I don't necessarily think that like I would be exactly the same as I was if I went back full time, because I've learned so much and I've grown so much in what I want out of a job, what I think about teaching, what kind of teacher I want to be, work-life balance. Like I've really had to rewrite my mindset in so many ways. And even still, I feel like the job and the lifestyle is not something that I can truly envision for myself without feeling this really real anxiety and stomach dropping, like, I don't know. I honestly can't explain it. And the only people that really understand me are former teachers that I've talked to who also left as like new teachers. And when we think about going back to the classroom, it's just like this like stomach dropping feeling of, I don't know if I can go back to that version of myself that was just so at rock bottom, you know? And so even though I know I love teaching, like I feel like when I start thinking about full-time teaching, I feel so uncertain. And for the first time, like a week ago or so, one of my old teachers asked, like, "Oh, you're not looking for a full-time teaching job, right?" And immediately my gut reaction was like, "No, I'm not." And for the first time, I felt that in myself, like, whoa, for this entire time since I left the classroom, I felt so uncertain, right? Like maybe I want to go back, maybe I don't. But for that first time, like last week, I felt my gut kind of saying, like, I don't want to go back. Like I'm happy to do summer school because, like I said last year, summer school is kind of like the best of both worlds. I get to keep my current job. It is hard because I'm balancing both, but I get to go back into the classroom, have that 5 weeks where I really start with energy and I get to end with, you know, some energy too. Like of course I'm exhausted, but it just feels so fulfilling. And even though I don't get to make, you know, as lasting and strong relationships as I would in a longer term, you know, year, full-time year, school year, or whatever, I feel like I still do get to have an impact on these kids, learn with them, connect with them, build these relationships, and also just get to tap back into the side of myself that really loves being in the classroom. It's not like I hate teaching. I love teaching. I love my students, and it gets me excited. Like I feel like I can honestly say I don't teach summer school for the money, even though like the money is great, and I like it really is helpful that there's, you know, a second job and I'm getting money. But I feel like when I first like hear of it and want to do it, it's not for the money. I actually really just enjoy it, even though it's not like a slam dunk, like, oh, no stress. Like it is stressful, it is hard, it's filling me with a lot of nerves and anxiety as it gets close and I feel so unprepared. But I feel like I get to, you know, like dabble back into it and not have to commit full time to this like marathon, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at. The difficult thing is that my credential expires soon. So my teaching credential expires in 2025. And if I don't get it like permanent, then I won't be able to teach anymore, including summer school. And in order to get it permanent, I have to be full-time teaching for at least another 1.5 years to finish my program that I was in. At this point in time, I feel like I won't be able to do that, but I don't know. But I kind of try to tell myself, like, maybe after teaching, you know, summer school this year, or maybe even if I do it again next year, or if I could do it even one more year, like maybe that'll be good enough. And then maybe I can look for other kind of seasonal things too. Like if I still have some flexibility in my work, like maybe I can teach abroad for a summer like I've always wanted to, or just do other things in education too. Like I think I'm really passionate about education and working with people. And I think that before I was so locked into the idea of doing that within a classroom, but there's just so many opportunities out there that I'm not even aware of yet. And I feel like although there's always such a special thing and a beauty about being in the classroom with kids, I feel like, I don't know, like I can't just so easily like say that, oh, I can deal with all the other hardships. Like I just don't know if I can with my personality and with just like, yeah, how I think I am as a teacher, as a person. But nothing is certain. So thank you all for sticking here along with me through it all. I'm hoping that this summer is good. I hope that I can feel more confident in the classroom. I'm hoping to have a more strict, you know, like phone policy like my students said last year. And so I really want to just be able to cultivate a classroom community and environment that is welcoming, right? Comfortable, safe for students to share and to participate, but also one that is enriching and like good for their learning. And I don't want it to just be like super distracted kids on the phone all day. But again, I know it's summer. Like kids don't want to be at school in the summer. So I'm hoping that even though it's summer school, we can have some fun together. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. And let's see if I have any time to vlog this summer. Bye. Today's the Father's Day lunch.
different size
Maki is Father's Day. Nang chong bo có ngày xuân mọi mẹ kia bỏ mẹ kia. Maki là chị.
Father Day.
Happy Grandfather Day. Kia chị cái hổm mà nè. Kia chị cái video. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello honey.
Yeah.
Hello honey.
Honey.
Oh.
Hello, honey. My child.
Okay. Sorry. My child. We're being McDonald's, going to see the fray, and we parked at the mall to save $20.
Oh, Jim. Like Jim.
No.
Found girl on the corner of First and I'm a star. Where the list was all but one.
Like, was that intentional? It's okay. I know.
You say we need to talk, you walk, you say sit down, it's just a talk. It smiles politely back at you, you stare politely right on through some sort of window to your eyes. A fear and blame, you begin to wonder why you care. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness. What I'm saying with you alright, but I know how to save a life.
Oh my god. Hey, go to your lover. No,
Nope. No lovers here. No lovers here.
You know better.